Welcome to Dove and Dragon Radio. I'm your host, M.L.Ruscsak. I'm here with Linda King. Welcome.
And how are you?
Good, and yourself?
Yeah, doing well, thank you.
Now, by your accent, you're not American.
Absolutely, Australian.
So you have been, it's safe to say you travel a lot, judging by the content of your books.
Yes, absolutely.
So what comes first, the traveling or the writing of the books?
I think travel's been a big passion of mine since I was a little girl. Really lucky to have been traveling since then. I think the writing's always been in the background, but I think it just came to the fore. I think it came together with the travel probably a few years ago. So I've always been a writer, always done sort of, short stories and written things. But then something just happened and it was like they met together and as you can see, I've got the books.
Now, which was the first book?
So the first book was Finding the Best Travel Bargains and Managing Your Budget. So I thought that was a really good introductory book. Sort of talked about how people can save money for themselves. So traditionally, people would go to a travel agent to book their travel. But I think nowadays, a lot of people are booking online. And so it was just the things that you can do to, travel more. So save money before you travel, while you're traveling. And then, the more money you save, the more you can travel, which is always a good thing.
Right. I mean, me personally, I love using my travel sites because like Cheap Tickets or Booking.com, a couple of these different ones. I love the using sites because I love saving money. If I can save money on my airline, on my hotel, on my car rental, whatever it is, then I can see more things while I'm there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the aim. Save the money, travel more.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, if you don't bundle your packages, then what are you really saving? And then you're grumpy and everything because it costs you more than someone that's bundling online.
Yeah. And, the travel agents won't like me, but they take their commission when they make your booking.
Right.
So if you can do it yourself, then that's saving already.
Yeah. Travel agents do not like me at all.
Me either.
Because I'm all about saving money and saving other people money. And, today's world, I look for the best deal. I'll go through 6 or 7 booking sites to see which ones have the best deal. Because seriously, I am all about saving the money.
Yeah, same.
So where is some of the favorite places you like to travel to?
Favorite places, so many. There are so many places. I think my favorite place, or my favorite continent might be Europe. Not that I don't like the US. I think the US is wonderful as well. But Europe's so diverse. There's so many different countries there. I think my most favorite place would be Italy. I love Italy. I just think they've got a really nice balance in life. They enjoy their life and they know how to relax. But the whole of Europe, Western, Eastern, even Northern Europe, lovely as well. So I think I'm a bit jealous of people that live in the UK or the US because you're so much closer to Europe than someone in Australia would be. We have to get on almost a 24-hour flight to get to London or Europe. So it's and
it's I believe it's a 16 from where I'm at to Europe.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not that much closer, but a little bit.
Little bit, yeah. I think I think the people that have really got a good deal is people in the UK. Their flights are very close.
Yeah, 45 minutes, couple hours. Like me traveling from the east coast of US to the west coast of the US is a couple hours. It's the same principle for those in the UK. It's a couple hours no matter what country you will go to.
Yeah. So that's probably my favorite.
So we have all these wonderful books, and I'm guessing the safety right now is a big one. Traveling and safety. And when we think about safety, it's not just our health, but everything. It's traveling safe for yourself, traveling safe for health-wise, traveling safe on everything. There's a lot of conscientious decisions we need to make.
Absolutely. So yeah, safety is an important one. I think, yeah, the most recent one with the travel health and safety. Safety, I mean, it can be when you're in a group of people, or it can be when you're traveling solo. If you're going to a new country, you don't know what their safety's like. You don't know what whether they've got good police protection, or some of those other countries that aren't so developed. So it's a really important point to keep in mind. Things that you might do in your own country, you may not be able to do in another country.
Right. There is a rule of thumb. You might want to Google some of the local laws of where you're going, especially if you're traveling abroad. I mean, that's just general principle. You just don't know what the laws are and how it's going to affect you sightseeing. You could be, go out for a drink and not think about it here. And over there, it's a criminal act if you go on the sidewalk with an alcoholic beverage, just as an extreme, but you don't know until you Google. And I love Google for this, because you can research so many different things that we don't think about in our own country.
Absolutely. And I think we take it for granted, some of the freedoms and the things that are good in our own country. But yeah, definitely research. And that's, behind probably all my books is to do that and do the planning before you travel. It just makes your trip that much better. You're safer, you're more healthier. So it's a really important thing to do. So I totally agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, right now we have to add in the COVID restrictions. We have to add in what are the local laws for unilateral safety. We have to look at dress codes, because certain countries do have dress codes. Not all of them, but some of them do. So you have to be mindful when you go to visit other countries. They're not going to cater to you as a tourist, but you have to follow their rules, but still have fun doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one that I've experienced in the Middle East, they were having Ramadan. And we just have our meals, we have our lunch and have dinner, but when they've got Ramadan, they're all fasting. So it was, you've got to respect their culture, not drink and not eat in public.
Right. And I have a lot of friends in the Middle East. So knowing when Ramadan, I cannot say the word today, is their holidays. I'm sorry, I'm a little stuffy from, if anyone knows the US right now, it's going into fall, and fall season is allergy season. So I sound horrible. But certain words are not going to be able to be said. But at the same time, I have a lot of friends in the Middle East, so I understand when their holidays are, not necessarily know what all the rules are. If I were to visit them, I would have to research what I can do as a tourist during those holiday seasons.
Yeah. And I think it's important when you're going into a different country, you've got to respect their culture, their traditions, their rules. So I think you're a more informed and educated traveler if you can do that.
It also makes you more polite, or more able to be welcomed back at a later date.
Absolutely.
It's not just, hey, I want to come here once every 3 years. It's, hey, why don't you meet me next year at the same time when you meet new friends from abroad? They'll invite you to come see them again.
Yes, yeah. It's good for, I suppose, international relations.
We do this every day. It's not just politicians that do international relations. It's tourists. And if you can be a good tourist when you're traveling abroad, they tend to open the doors a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can also find a lot of great deals when you're being very polite and understanding of their cultures.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would agree.
So what are, and I know we probably touched base on this, but airlines do also give you loyalty points. I know you, United Airlines does this here in the US. I'm not sure on the international because I do not travel internationally, but someone like you who does would know what those airline points are and how to use them.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so with the loyalty programs, I think it's about understanding which one you're going to travel the most with. So for me, I would go with an Australian airline, and it's just about understanding what they offer to their partners. So you probably know about the credit card points that you can transfer into your loyalty programs, but there are so many other different ways of earning points, which don't involve flying, by the way. There's also, for me, you can shop and you get points for that. And there's so many other things like different products, phone products. We get points in supermarkets over here. So it's just about understanding what you need as part of your, I suppose, day-to-day life and financial setup, and then utilising those products to then build the points.
Yeah, see, I love this because, okay, I know United does it very well. You can use their credit card anywhere and you get so many points for every dollar you spend. When you get so many points for the dollars or so many travel miles, now you get a free flight or you get, a free hotel or whatever you're redeeming those points for. This goes to adding on to, hey, I'm saving money so I can travel more.
Yes, spot on. So that's the goal.
Mm-hmm. That is the goal. I know United does it. I think American Airline does it here in the US. I don't travel too much because, the last couple of years have been crazy. So, you don't travel. But at the same time, I know airlines do this. And I'm pretty sure every airline out there that does international or national flights has a program for the savvy shopper.
Yes, yeah. So it's about building a strategy. Mm-hmm. Firstly, pick your loyalty program or a number of loyalty programs, and then think, okay, what am I going to do? And then match your activity against that. And yeah, if you're really savvy about it, you can build those points and then not have to pay for an airline ticket.
Mm-hmm. You have to be savvy. You have to be able to pay your credit cards on time. There's things you have to do as good little citizens, regardless of what country you're in. But at the same time, you can get free stuff. And we all are about the free stuff. We love free.
Yes, I'm with you.
I mean, I can't tell you when I went to LA how much free stuff I got just because I'm a savvy shopper. I love my free stuff. When I go to Reno, when I go to different places that I go to on a regular basis, I love my free stuff because I utilize different techniques to get those free things.
Yeah. And I think if you go like that, one, you save money, mm-hmm. and two, the money, you can use that money for other things.
Right. I mean, okay, you can use the money for buying a dinner out. You can use the money for a new outfit that's in style wherever you're at, that's not at your home base. It's, it's not just little things. You can buy your souvenirs. You can buy your expensive dinners. Whatever you're saving money on in column A, you can then splurge in column B.
Yeah. And then you can, and sometimes you can meet other people who have paid a lot more for the same thing. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, how did you save that money? Please tell me. Mm-hmm. Which then led me into writing these books, because I was getting a lot of comments from other travelers that I would meet traveling. And they're like, how did you fly this cheaply? How did you travel so cheaply? And then it was like, okay, I think I need to be writing all these things down and sharing them with the world. And that's what I've done.
Well, you've done it very well. I mean, you have 4 books out and they're all about travel. They're all about saving you money in some way, shape or form. It's all about getting you out there to travel and how to do it on a budget.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't understand there's travel dates that are higher than other dates. There's hotels that are higher on one date than it is a week later. You have to look for what's in your budget. Yeah, it may not be convenient, but if you want to save the money, then it is convenient because then you get to do extra things.
Yeah. One good example of that is early morning flights. No one wants to get up early to travel, but that is the perfect time. There's other times as well, but you'll get the cheapest flight because the flight is empty. People do not want to get up do not want to travel at 6 a.m. in the morning.
I have never been on a flight that took off after 8 a.m. My flights are always before 8 a.m. Why? It's usually $100 cheaper.
Yes, exactly.
I will get my behind up and go get on the plane, go through TSA, do all of my things before 8 a.m. I don't care if I have to be up at 1 a.m. to be at the airport to be gone by 6 a.m. I don't care. I will sleep on that plane if I can save $100.
Yep, same. Yeah, that's the way to go. And that extra $100 is then in your pocket to spend on something else.
Right. I can go to that new restaurant that just opened, or, ooh, a shiny new pair of earrings, or, whatever it is. I now have that extra money to splurge on column B when I get there.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Like I said, travel agents hate me because I'm very savvy with what I do. So, yeah. But that's how we have to be.
Yes, yeah. I think, and I shouldn't say this, but probably the only reason I would go to a travel agent is to get a brochure, check out the hotels in the brochure. Yeah.
I mean, a new hotel's opening up. Are they looking for guests to come give them a review? That is an avenue if you have the social media following to do it. Yeah. There's different ways. It depends on how you are on social media, how savvy you are as a shopper. And there's different avenues to save money or get paid for vacationing.
Yes, yeah. And they're the tricks that will save you money.
Yeah, there are. There is a lot of tricks out there. But we are almost out of time. So where can our listeners and our viewers find you?
They can find me on my website. So it's www.thesmarttravelista.com. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. They can reach me via email, thesmarttravelista@gmail.com. But they can also find my books on Amazon and any other online bookseller. So I think Barnes & Noble, maybe a few of the others also have the books. But yeah, please reach out. I love having a chat.
Yeah, I mean, we are, as authors, we love talking to our readers. We love connecting with you on FaceTime, on Facebook, these different apps so we can talk to you because, yeah, we give you insights on interviews. We give you insights in our books, but sometimes we'll give you insights outside of the books.
Yes, yeah. And ideas for books come to me via conversations that I've had with other people. And they're like, oh, I'm really looking for information on this. And it's like, oh, well, that sounds like, in my mind, it's like, well, that's a good idea for a book. If people are seeking that information, then that would be a really good thing to write about.
I mean, great travel destinations for first-time travelers.
Yeah.
It's putting all these little nuggets together and creating something new, but we won't get there unless we talk to you, the readers.
Absolutely. So engagement's really important, and by doing that, you're helping people, but they're also helping you in a way because they're giving you ideas.
Yeah, It's 100% true. I mean, as a fantasy author, I will find more things to write about by talking to people there than I do just by sitting in front of a computer. As a travelista, you can go to, oh, okay, so they're asking me a question on A, B, or C. Now I have 3 new books that I didn't even think about 2 days ago.
Yes, yeah. And the ones that I'm working on at the moment were from all the feedback that I was getting. And it was like, oh, this is becoming a trend. Let's get onto this and write something.
Right, because a lot of people need help booking flights, finding deals, knowing about the safety. Where do you look for to find the laws for, okay, I'm in the US, I want to go see Ireland. What are laws there for international travel? Is it governed by the UK? You know, these are questions that not everyone knows.
That's
you know, it's geography, but not everyone knows geography. Not everyone knows what country governs other countries.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, there's a place for people to give other people advice and help them.
Yes.
And that's what I aim to do is help. I like to share my knowledge and experience to help others travel cheaply.
That is always the goal, to help others.
Yes.
You're helping others, then you're succeeding. That's the only thing that we need to do is help others.
Yeah. And it's satisfying too.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not about us, it's about helping someone else.
Yeah. Totally agree with you.
But we are almost out of time. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed speaking.
And for our readers, and our listeners, happy reading and safe travels.